Imagine a nation with geography so wildly improbable. One national park dwarfs Switzerland, a river flips its flow daily, and massive ocean ships cruise thousands of kilometers far inland. You'll find drifting islands, untamed horses roaming dynamic sandbars, lakes nested within islands inside even larger lakes, plus a magnetic pole that straight up escaped. That's Canada. Probe further, and it stops resembling a mere country, feeling instead like a full-blown world concealed within borders. Discover 25 authentic facts revealing why Canada may rank as Earth's most mind-blowing geographical marvel. Fact 1. Canada's southern tip matches Rome's latitude. Folks often picture Canada locked in eternal ice, yet the mainland's southernmost spot, Point Pelee in Ontario, lines up latitudinally with Rome, Italy, and Northern California. So part of Canada lies south of Detroit, Michigan, south of chunks of 27 U.S. states even. Point Pelee National Park hosts a Carolinian forest ecosystem mirroring the American Deep South, thriving right in Canadian territory. Fact 2. Canada boasts a national park surpassing Switzerland in size. Spanning northern Alberta and the Northwest Territories, Wood Buffalo National Park measures 44,807 square kilometers. By contrast, all of Switzerland totals just 41,285 square kilometers. A lone Canadian park outstrips a whole European country. It's Earth's second biggest national park. Fact 3. A beaver dam visible from orbit hides in Canada. Deep within Wood Buffalo National Park lies the planet's longest beaver dam, extending 800 meters, over half a mile, end to end. Satellite photos revealed it, as it's buried too far in remote wilderness for roads or paths. Holding back roughly 70,000 cubic meters of water, it forms a huge pond and shows up clearly on Google Earth from space. Fact 4. Canada features a massive freshwater island packed with its own lakes. Manitoulin Island, in Ontario's Lake Huron, claims the title of world's largest lake island at 2,766 square kilometers. Bigger than Luxembourg. The weirdness amps up. This island harbors 108 freshwater lakes of its own. One, Lake Mindamoya, even contains Treasure Island within it. Canada thus has lakes on islands in lakes. Fact 5. The magnetic North Pole was found in Canada, and it's fleeing fast. British explorer James Clark Ross pinpointed it in 1831 on the Boothia Peninsula, now in Nunavut, Canada, the spot every global compass seeks. It lingered in Canadian land for over 100 years, but from the 1990s, it surged ahead. By the early 2000s, it bolted toward Russia at speeds up to 55 kilometers annually, unseen before. Today, the magnetic North Pole has ditched Canadian territory, barreling toward Siberia. Fact 6. Canada hides a waterfall that dwarfs Niagara. World-famous Niagara Falls pales beside Virginia Falls in the Nahanni National Park Reserve, a UNESCO World Heritage Site in the Northwest Territories. Virginia plunges 96 meters straight down, nearly double Niagara's height, and spans 259 meters across. Fact 7. A Canadian river runs backward twice daily. In St. John, New Brunswick, the St. John River empties into the Bay of Fundy via a tight, rocky channel. Low tide lets it rush seaward normally, but the bay's epic tides, surging to 16 meters, overwhelm it. The flow reverses, pushing upstream. This repeats twice a day, year-round, in what's known as the Reversing Falls, one of Earth's rarest tidal spectacles. Fact 8. Churchill, Manitoba, rules as the world's polar bear hub, yet it's roadless. Perched on Hudson Bay's southwestern edge, about 1,000 kilometers north of Winnipeg, Churchill draws around 1,000 polar bears to its shores each October and November. They await freeze-up to hunt seals on ice, creating one of the planet's highest bear densities and dubbing it the polar bear capital. The kicker? No roads lead there. No highway links it to mainland Canada. Access means flying or taking the train. Fact 9. Canada has a highway spanning coast to coast. The Trans-Canada Highway runs 7,821 kilometers from St. John's, Newfoundland, on the Atlantic side, all the way to Victoria, British Columbia, on the Pacific. It ranks among the globe's longest national roadways, driving straight through at 100 kilometers per hour without any stops. That trip would still clock in at more than 78 hours, just over 3 straight days behind the wheel. Fact 10. Vancouver Island dwarfs Belgium in size. Folks often picture Vancouver Island as a nice spot by the sea, but it actually spans 31,285 square kilometers, bigger than Belgium's 30,528 square kilometers. Belgium stands as an independent nation home to 11 million residents, while Vancouver Island holds about 870,000 people. Fact 11. Canada boasts active sand dunes. Way up in northern Saskatchewan at 59 degrees north, latitude, north of London, England, you'll find Athabasca Sand Dunes Provincial Wilderness Park. These represent the northernmost active sand dunes anywhere, running more than 100 kilometers along Lake Athabasca's southern edge. Fact 12. Canada's inaugural national park came before nearly all others globally. Alberta's Banff National Park opened in 1885, the earliest in Canada. Back then, the whole idea of safeguarded national parks was less than 10 years old worldwide. Banff ranked as just the third ever, following Yellowstone in 1872 in the U.S. and Australia's Royal National Park in 1879. Today, it draws over 4 million visitors annually. Fact 13. Canada's boreal forest qualifies as Earth's biggest untouched forest system. Known too as the taiga, this vast woodland blankets almost 270 million hectares from Yukon clear to Newfoundland. It stands as the planet's largest remaining unbroken forest ecosystem. For context, it makes up 30% of the globe's total boreal forests, holds more carbon than tropical rainforests, and cleans water for millions across Canada. Fact 14. Peyto Lake glows in a hue that defies natural expectations. Nestled in Banff National Park, Peyto Lake shimmers with an intense turquoise blue so bright it seems photoshopped in pics. That shade is 100% genuine, thanks to glacial rock flour. Fact 15. Sable Island is a drifting sandbar, 300 kilometers out in the Atlantic, teeming with wild horses. Roughly 300 kilometers southeast of Nova Scotia, in the wide-open North Atlantic, Sable Island forms a hook-shaped sandbar, about 42 kilometers long, but no wider than 1.5 kilometers. The island actually migrates, reshaped by ocean currents over time. It's claimed over 350 ships in 400 years, dubbing it the graveyard of the Atlantic. Remarkably, around 500 feral horses roam this isolated, ever-shifting speck with zero predators or human oversight. Fact 16. Nature sculpted a sleeping giant by Thunder Bay. Along Lake Superior's shore near Thunder Bay, Ontario, the sleeping giant formation juts from the water. From afar, The broad mesa and nearby rocks outline a huge reclining figure, a giant at rest. Composed of rock over 1 billion years old, it towers 240 meters over the lake. Fact 17. Canada experienced a volcano blast that claimed 2,000 lives. Though not known for volcanoes, around 1700 AD, the Tsiaks Cone vent in today's northwestern British Columbia blew, unleashing lava into the Nass River Valley. It wiped out Nisga'a villages, and records plus geology confirm about 2,000 Nisga'a perished, Canada's worst recorded natural catastrophe. Fact 18. Ocean freighters can cruise 3,700 kilometers deep into Canada. Launched in 1959, the St. Lawrence Seaway links locks, canals, and waterways so seagoing ships reach from the Atlantic to the Great Lakes' far west end, 3,700 kilometers from the coast. A vessel from Europe could tie up in Duluth, Minnesota, far inland, without offloading cargo. Fact 19. Niagara Falls got shut down once. On June 12, 1969, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers pulled off a feat by halting Niagara Falls. They rerouted all the Niagara River's water through the Canadian Horseshoe Falls, leaving the American Falls bone dry for 5 months and revealing the rock below. Fact 20. The Northwest Passage, long a pipe dream, is now passable. For ages, adventurers perished seeking a sea path via Canada's Arctic islands. The Northwest Passage. The ice proved too dense, erratic, and lethal. Roald Amundsen managed the first full crossing in 1906, but it cost him 3 years. Fact 21. Permafrost blankets almost half of Canada's landmass. Nearly half of Canada's landmass lies atop permafrost, soil locked in ice throughout the year, plunging as deep as hundreds of meters in spots. In areas of the Northwest Territories and Nunavut, it reaches down 600 meters. This icy layer traps vast quantities of ancient organic carbon. Fact 22. The caribou herds here stage one of Earth's grandest animal treks. Each year, hundreds of thousands of these deer roam across Canada's far north in the planet's biggest overland migration. They cover up to 5,000 kilometers round trip, shuttling from winter woodlands to summer birthing sites on the Arctic tundra. Fact 23. Canada boasts its very own Loch Ness Monster. Ogopogo dwells in British Columbia's Okanagan Lake, the nation's top lake legend. The Syilx Okanagan people, who've shared the shores for millennia, knew it as a lake demon, a mighty, perilous water spirit. Fact 24. Canada ranks near the top globally for forest coverage. It spans roughly 347 million hectares of woods, placing third worldwide behind Russia and Brazil. That's around 9% of the planet's total forests. Unlike Brazil's, where deforestation rages, Canada's remain mostly pristine wildlands. Fact 25. One Canadian city straddles 2 provinces at once. Lloydminster lies right on the Alberta-Saskatchewan line. Its streets, structures, and residents all exist in both provinces simultaneously. With Alberta and Saskatchewan running distinct time zones and regulations, the town follows split rules on either side. Canada's landscape defies simple checklists. Each discovery uncovers a trio more lurking nearby.